Anyway, I've said it already. I've said what I said. We're moving on to protests erupting across Russia after Putin's partial mobilization announcement. I don't know. For those of you who don't know, I know that Vladimir Putin claimed that there wasn't a war happening in Ukraine, but it kind of seems like there is. Don't you think? 300,000 conscriptions have been announced. People are protesting it and also getting arrested and immediately being forced to serve. Not a war, by the way, of course. Let's talk about that. But before that, the top of the hour is upon us. If you no longer want to see the ads at the top of the hour, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Get conscripted to no longer see the ads. You get gifted a sub. But Twitch Prime is free. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Let's take a look.
Under pressure as protests break out across Russia. More than 1,000 arrested after Putin's order to call up more troops. Our
Thank you, Spider from Mars.
Correspondent Martha Raditz has more for us this morning. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Michael. This morning, President Putin making clear he will not back down in Ukraine despite significant setbacks, not only reminding the world that Russia has nuclear weapons, but calling up hundreds of thousands of men to join the war effort, a move that prompted...
I made jokes about this yesterday or 2 days ago when it first came out, and I was like, hey, special operation, but also these guys are, 300,000 guys to do victory laps. That's what it is, totally. Everything is totally fine. It's not a war, totally not a war. But also maybe it is a war. I don't know. It seems like sure seems like a war is happening.
Widespread protests. This morning, more than 1,000 Russian protesters detained by Russian police after taking to the streets. Young men chanting, "I don't want to die for Putin." Mothers screaming, "Send Putin to the trenches, let our children live." This after President Putin suddenly announcing he would call up
I want to know what the MAGA communists that are like super fucking pro-Putin, who say I'm a fake leftist, have at this very moment about this war that's going on. I always think about those guys, like all 8 of them.
300,000 men for military service after his massive losses in Ukraine.
That's a thing. Not only is that a thing, but that's a thing that people think I am, regardless of the hundreds of thousands of dollars that this community has raised with me donation matching as well for Ukrainian victims. But, that's unimportant to this matter.
Putin called the move necessary and urgent, causing not only protests, but panic. Within hours of the speech, citizens flooding the airports, with nearly all international flights out of Russia sold out. President Biden at the UN launching a blistering condemnation of Putin.
President Putin has made overt nuclear threats against Europe. Now, Russia's calling up more soldiers to join the fight. And the Kremlin is organizing a sham referenda to try to annex parts of Ukraine. This world should see these outrageous acts for what they are.
Biden saying the world's blood should run cold over the invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky in a pre-recorded speech to the UN calling for more military and humanitarian aid.
A crime has been committed against Ukraine, and we demand just punishment. The crime was committed against the values that make you and me a community of the United Nations. And Ukraine demands punishment for trying to steal our territory.
This comes as the battle on the ground continues to rage, with Russia vowing it will regain lost territory. ABC's Tom Sufi Burridge is in Kharkiv in Ukraine's northeast.
We heard loud explosions here in central Kharkiv overnight, not far from here. As you can see, Russia is wrecking this city. But we're also hearing a lot of outgoing fire from the Ukrainians. Ukraine now trying to push east into the Donbass. Ukrainian forces trying to capitalize on their momentum before the weather turns happens, the ground softens and any offensive becomes much harder.
But amidst the carnage and Putin's alarming escalation, some good news. 2 Americans, Andy Huyn and Alex Drueke, have been freed. The 2 men who joined the fight in Ukraine had been held as...
Bro, what the fuck is homie doing? I mean, this guy makes sense, right? Like, that looks like a classic hoorah guy. What's this homie doing, bro? You got a walking stick. What are you doing in Ukraine, brother? What the fuck? Yo, people are crazy. He's an ex-HasanAbi head? Wait, really? No fucking shot, dude. You just made that up. I would love to hear his perspective.
Prisoners of war by the Russians for more than 3 months, along with 8 other foreign prisoners. They were part of a prisoner exchange mediated by the Saudi crown prince. Druke's mother already in touch with her son.
Alex said that he was in good spirits. He sounded good and strong, and it was just wonderful.
Both Americans are expected to be home soon, but Ukraine's war with Russia is far from over. Michael?
And without a doubt, Martha, thank you. And for more, let's bring in our contributor, former Defense and State Department official Steve Gagnier. Steve, thank you for joining us this morning. And what do you make of these protests across Russia? What do they tell you about Putin's move to mobilize more troops?
I mean, what do you think, man? It's like, kind of seems like it's unfavorable. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say people don't like it. I think. Like, very similar, not dissimilar to Vietnam.
Yeah, Michael, up until now, the war in Ukraine has not affected the individual Russian citizen. It's been the Russian military goes to war and the Russian citizen goes to the mall. But this changes everything. Putin is asking a lot of the individual Russian person. Think about what the Vietnam War did to the social fabric in the U.S. when young men were asked to go fight for a war that they didn't believe in. That may be what we're seeing here in Russia. We'll need to watch it in the days and weeks to come to see how it affects not
the Russian protests were small in comparison, though. Bro, look at what they're doing. If they catch you protesting in your military age, I heard that they literally fucking force you to the front lines immediately. Okay, you can't say pre-watch to that. It's the most obvious fucking take. That, like, young men don't want to fucking die in battle because some dickhead decided to do the most unimaginably insane thing, which is invade Ukraine. Like, straight up. Absolutely psychotic thing. Ukraine literally made all the men join the military? Yeah, because they were being invaded. The fuck? Yeah, dude. There's a bit of a... First of all, I don't even know if that's still the case. But, like, yeah, there's a difference between the country being invaded and the country doing the invasion. The thing I've seen is that he was calling upon 300K from the reserves. Might be wrong. Please, not a Russian bot. Donbass wants independence. How are they any different than Palestine? I don't think that, especially the Donbass region now, maybe is not the Palestine reference that you think it is. There were arguments that you could have made, but, you know, at this stage, it's not. First of all, they've been shelling. It's over. Like, the people that are there that were Ukrainian are gone. There was shelling that was ongoing leading up to the invasion that led to 14,000 people dying. There were so many diplomatic avenues. And also, as I have said time and time again, many missed opportunities on either side, regardless of who the aggressor was. Okay? And the aggressor was Russia, obviously. And what I'm referencing, of course, is the Minsk agreements. that would have been a far more favorable circumstance. A far more favorable circumstance for everyone involved and all the lives that were lost. However, at this stage, Ukraine has taken back territory that Russia took that moved even beyond the original LPR, DPR territory that they were slated to annex. Not only that, but at the time, as I said, they literally destroyed like complete diplomatic opportunities or even like any sort of serious fucking election, like a real election that could have taken place when they took over areas where there were more favorable opinions to Russia. Because as we've talked about before, there are many studies that have been conducted. The further east you go in Ukraine, the more pro-Russia the sentiment becomes. But that's all done. It's done now. With the exception of areas that have been cleansed, basically, of Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian population, all of these places are completely fucking destroyed and are entirely, if allowed to be repopulated by Ukrainians, are going to never, ever want to have anything to do with Russia ever again. Based on how poor Russian military is performing against Ukraine, is it possible that Russia's nuclear shit too? I mean, that's not a gamble that I would touch. But the one thing that is definite, undeniable, is that Russia's military operation took the fattest of fucking L's. Well, it's terrifying for a couple different reasons, okay? It's good. Well, it's terrifying for this reason. I'll just say that. It also opened up an idea for America, a new way of never even sending a single fucking American troop to another area and just continuously engage in proxy wars, which they were doing already. They can do whatever the fuck they want, everywhere they want to. And in many instances, like in Ukraine, there is a justifiable perspective of emancipation from the Ukrainian people themselves, understandably, who want to rid themselves of, not a new idea, it's an old idea, but it's now definitely, it's a definitely solid one against even Russia as well. I know world powers have always done that, but oftentimes it's like done through secondary forces that you give training to. Like Syria is a good example of this, where you have like direct military why can't I talk today? What the fuck is going on? Confrontation. But now you can have like entire state military apparatus geared to do wars against other entire military state apparatus, as long as you're just selling weapons directly. The only things Russia succeeded at were cyber attacks at the start of the war, but they failed to capitalize on those grounds. The defense industry worldwide is beefing up too, which is devastating to think of, but Turkey and other countries sending weapons to Ukraine are also expanding its defense industry at a quick rate. Yeah. You have brain rot from the drama? Probably. I don't know. I just know that this is going further south. This is not fully confirmed, and take it with a grain of salt, but the head of RT confirmed details about mobilization. Also haven't seen / heard one bit about being arrested or catapulted to the front lines. I'm not risking visiting right now. Lamau. Yeah, don't do it. But the more this continues, and we know this as Americans, right? You're an American, so you've gone through this. You've seen this throughout our history. Of course, it's a little bit different because America is the fucking world superpower, so it can continue doing multiple front proxy wars, boots on the ground military intervention, and whatever the fuck it wants without having too much trouble back home. Okay? However, the longer a war continues like this, which was literally my original analysis as to why I thought foolishly that Vladimir Putin would not invade a country with 40 million citizens that have based their entire nation-building project on resentment towards an imperial or irredentist superpower next door. As you all probably famously recall. I knew that this was going to be an impossible operation. Also, the Azovstal defenders, including Azov commanders, have been released yesterday. I thought, wait, what? Really? I did not even know that.
Not only support for the war, but for support for Putin personally.
Yeah, it's a pretty good comparison there. And he's calling up hundreds of thousands of more men, but you say it's unclear what kind of difference it will make.
Yeah, Michael, these are going to be, at best, conscripts, people who have served in the past, have had no follow-on training, but it's probably going to be just pulling people, any able-bodied military-age man off the street who can fog a mirror. And so don't expect any better performance out of a Russian military that has systemic flaws and has deep corruption. So I think in a lot of ways these troops are just going to be cannon fodder that Putin may be able to use sometime in the early spring.
Steve Gagnier, thank you as always.
Hi, everyone.
Friend of the show, Nadia from Pussy Riot, reveals what happened to her after protesting
Ukraine's
Putin.
successful counteroffensive is dividing Russia's own military leaders. Sources tell CNN Russians are split on how to respond to Ukraine's unexpected advances on the battlefield as Moscow finds itself on the defensive now in both the northeast, the east, and the south. The Kremlin is cracking down on public dissent. President Vladimir Putin's plan to mobilize some 300,000 new troops. More than 1,300 anti-war protesters have now been detained across Russia, some of them brought directly to be conscripted into the military. Joining me now is Nadia Tolokonikova. She's a Russian activist, co-founder of the feminist protest art collective known as Pussy Riot. She spent nearly 2 years herself in Russian detention, beginning in 2012, simply for performing an anti-Putin protest song. Nadia, it's so good to have you on today.
She's looking good.
Good to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
First, I want to ask you about the protests that we are seeing now. I think that we in the West, we often pay a great deal of attention to these things, even when they're relatively limited, because we're aware of the challenges and the dangers, and you face this yourself, of standing up to the Russian government.
It's always funny to get CNN anchors, like serious CNN anchors, to say pussy without skipping a beat. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pussy Riot.
Are these latest protests, in your view, different? And do they show that Putin's power, his grip, is perhaps less strong than we knew?
Well,
all I'm saying is I had her on the stream first, okay, CNN?
Someone who spent 2 years in jail myself, had my family members been poisoned with nerve agents. I greatly know the price of protesting in Putin's Russia, and this price is growing day by day, with Putin getting more and more uncomfortable about his position in on the geopolitical arena, and with the latest achievements of Ukraine, he feels increasingly uncomfortable. Another important thing happened just now. One of the biggest Russian artists, pop star Alla Pugacheva, who is loved by many generations, my grandmother, my mother, and me, all of us were listening to Alla Pugacheva and still listening to her. She condemned the war in Ukraine and the regime that started this war, and she asked to proclaim her a so-called foreign agent. This is the common name for people who criticize Vladimir Putin. I'm an official foreign agent myself, and it has consequences for you, legal consequences. And that was, Alla Pugacheva's statement was a symptom of something bigger of a growing discontent of Russian people with the war in Ukraine, because it's not obvious for Russian people what is this war about and how Russian people are benefiting from this war.
You had a meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken,
That's
recently,
wild.
and I understand that you've already heard a reaction from Russia to that meeting, and there's the picture.
It was pretty incredible to see.
It is kind of insane that man, not to toot my own horn, but goddamn, dude, the HasanAbi broadcast is a fucking wild place, dude. Okay, I just come on. Like, this is a person who came to my house with a fucking whip, and she's meeting with Antony Blinken.
Maria Zakharova, who is the press secretary of Sergei Lavrov, the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Russia, who's in New York today. She wrote a statement about my meeting with Secretary Blinken. She said that the Secretary of State of the United States made its decision, and they made its decision with whom they're going to be discussing the future of Russia, and that's going to be Putin. And for her, it's funny, but I believe it's the right choice, because it's me and my colleagues who are going to be working on improving the image of Russia and reassuring the world, and especially Ukraine, that...
I mean, yeah, look, here you go. Say...
I don't know how to whip a whip.
How did this even happen?
Ow.
Oh,
I whipped myself.
what an insane... Sometimes I confuse my own damn self.
Yeah, can you show me?
Okay. Oh my God.
Wait, can I try? Yeah, first. Okay. Can you get the camera?
Okay, I want to... Wait, hold on. I want to show this. 1 second.
Yes. Great. Did I do it? Yeah. I feel like I'm not quite getting the audio though.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. This is good. Sick.
Wait, you do it again? And now that it's on camera, I want to...
You do it and I'll put it.
Okay, don't break my floor, though, please. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Okay.
Do you want to try this one?
I do want to try it. Yeah, I do actually want to try it. Oh, Fiona. Fiona's scared. It's okay, Fiona.
You're lower. Yeah, like, and... No, I mean, like, I'm somewhere in the upper register. But I love it. Oh, do it. Oh, we scared the dog? Yeah.
This is literally a thing that happened on this fucking broadcast. You motherfuckers act like I'm not a good streamer. Well, not you, but some people, haters.
They can trust us.
I've been to Russia myself, and I've often been impressed by the warm welcome, far different from how the government behaves. I do want to ask you, do you have hope that Putin's grip on power can be broken? That the people who oppose him can have real power and affect real change in Russia?
People who oppose Putin, they have real power, and that's the reason of Putin's repressions on us. We're building alternative...
Why are you
Russia
hyping a
with,
crypto... Law, why are you hyping a crypto scammer? Bitch, you fucking protest your government to get arrested and then hype you up too, okay? Yeah. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like... like, the fuck do you mean, bro? Like, Jesus Christ.
Values that are different from Putin's values. We want to be a part of the Western civilization. We are standing for peace, for democracy, for freedom of speech, for creative freedoms. And we are part of a different Russia.
Also, I did call her out for that.
Grandkids of people who gave the world beautiful art of the beginning of 20th century, the avant-garde movement. And
Come on, she's a fucking NGO CIA talk person. I mean, she's very clearly has in the past and is still in contact with the U.S. State Department. Yes, I understand. I know.
I believe that there is a different alternative
So
Russia.
hot. Hold on.
Putin tries to suppress us, and he is pretty effective at that because he is a KGB agent and he has the police and army. But I believe that we're going to be able to break through.
The Brittany Griner, of course, one of two Americans, continues to be held in Russia, and you've been very public about her case, standing with her as well. And by the way, you have served, and there you are wearing a T-shirt, Free Brittany Griner. You served time in a penal colony. That is where she is spending time right now. What do you think the present is like for her, what she's going through, and what do you think her future will be? Do you think she'll be...
I said, I'm so hot, man. I said, I'm so hot. I'm taking my fucking... Shut the fuck up.
Released.
I really hope that...
Bro stood up to avoid the boner allegations. Jesus Christ, man. The vibes have been so different lately on this fucking broadcast. I can't... I want to... You're making me not have a serious face, okay? You're hurting my neutral reaction face that I've been working very hard on.
America will stand for her, and I really hope that she's going to be exchanged. She definitely needs to get out of Russian prison.
My reaction to that information?
Because Russian prison is a horrible place. It doesn't... it lacks medication, it lacks basic conditions. Living conditions in Russian jail are really surprisingly close to those that are described in books about Gulag by Solzhenitsyn or Shalamov, and it's a really scary place. Especially for a person who doesn't speak Russian language, and she doesn't know how to stand up because she doesn't speak Russian language. She doesn't know how to read the law. So
you should be like, why does she stand out? Nadia, huh? Describe in detail why you think Brittany Griner stands out in Russian prison.
Means that basically the guards can do whatever they want with her, and she cannot stand up for herself. And unfortunately, no one in Russian prison speaks English, so she has to get out as soon as possible.
Neutral reacts, only you are smiling. Oh, we were gonna look at Donald Trump as well. Let's do that as well. There's also some Alex Jones stuff too. Fucking new court case unlocked. Alex Jones is in a Connecticut court. Why am I not able to speak? Matt Gaetz. That. Neutral reactions fuck me up. Sounding like Chomsky. I've personally been admonished by the judge presiding in the Connecticut trial. Wait, really? Wait, are you there? What the fuck? By the way, the Matt Gaetz retweet is still up, so I don't even know what the fuck he's doing there. I guess he's just like shameless and doesn't care. Chat's like, I'm Alex Jones. Big time HasanAbi head. This is how you had to find out. Chatter is literally like, I'm Alex Jones, man. I hate it. I don't know how to tell you, brother. Contact with the U.S. State Department, so hot. Guy's gonna fucking watch. This is gonna be a Twitter clip. Oh, never mind. Oh, dude, I'm banning you. Only positive thing from all the drama is no one's talking about you Iron 3 now. Dude, that is ban worthy. Holy fuck, dude. That is so ban worthy. Fuck you. Why? Why? Why did you have to bring that up, dude? Why? I had one thing going on in my life that was positive. Like, one fucking thing. And that got stolen from me by getting penalized twice for AFK. Because I DC'd while playing Valorant. And now I'm Iron 3. I lost my fucking rank, dude! No, I was like one of the top fraggers on both maps. But I quit forever, so it doesn't even matter. There's no shot you're this mad about this. My brother, you have never played an online video game, okay? This is all I have in my life. I'm a fucking loser. Do you understand? I'm a fucking loser. And what community are you in? What fucking community are you in? There's plenty of fucking losers. There's more losers like me than there are motherfuckers like you going, there's no way you're this upset about D ranking. Yes, I am! It's all I have! That I literally mentor esports players? What? No, I'm not mad. It's just a game, dude. Who cares? You know what I mean? I'm not even butthurt, dude. Like, even a little bit. HasanAbi, why are you so weird, champ? Yes, you are. Guchilla. HasanAbi, snake ass bitch. It's Sunke. There's a new Vandal skin you can get. HasanAbi, Rat, Kek W. Sanke! All right, let's see what fucking Donalde has to say.
Hour, the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump. Mr. President, good to see you.
Bro, you are about to watch such unfiltered dick sucking. I'm not even kidding. Dude, get ready. I'm about to be banned off this fucking platform right before TwitchCon because you have not seen cocksucking like this before on stream, okay? Sean Hannity, everyone's favorite Fred Flintstone impersonator, had Donald Trump. This is NSFW, TOS. There is going to be full-throated action, okay? Wall-to-wall, back wall coverage. Slorp Gorpin, whatever you want to call it, okay? He's going to throat him. He is the throat goat, okay? Sean Hannity is the throat goat, okay? He is going to be bouncing off his homie's dick. Woo, ooh-wee. Let's take a look.
That was a very good job.
Oh, okay, so
You've done that before.
I have once in a while, but a number of years.
Thank you very much.
So, your whole family, you saw the Letitia James presser.
Terrible.
Okay. What was your reaction?
Well, she campaigned on it 4 years ago. It was a vicious campaign, and she just talked about Trump, and we're going to indict him, we're going to get him. She knew nothing about me. I never heard of her, but I saw this woman, I saw the statement she was putting out without knowing anything, and she said, we're going to get him. Her whole campaign was based on that, and then she came after us. We've been going over this for years, and I actually thought, because our values are really high, the company is great. I built a great company. You take places like this, so many other places that I have like this, frankly. I mean, just among the finest places anywhere in the world. I actually thought that they would never bring a case, and she brought it. And the reason
he thought they'd never bring a case to the Trump organization because they're the best organization. No organization has done it like they've done it.
Thought because she didn't have a case. I was of the impression she wanted to settle, but I had a problem because how do you pay something, even if it's a small amount of money, if you're not guilty? This was just a continuation of a witch hunt that began when I came down the escalator.
Say it. Say she's racist.
Trump Tower.
Excuse me.
Who would know? Our great
she's racist.
Future First Lady.
Excuse
who's
me.
Done a great job, and people love her. But we came down the escalator, and it started. But I'm so proud of what we did. We had the strongest border in the country. We had the biggest tax cuts and regulation cuts. We had the best employment ever in the country. We were energy independent. We did things that nobody ever thought possible. We would have been energy dominant throughout the world in a very short period of time.
Nobody thought that.
Much larger than Russia, much larger than Saudi Arabia put together. We were all set. And then they came along and they just dismantled that. They wouldn't finish the wall. The wall was completed. The original section was completed. I said, let's do more. We did more. He could have had that finished in 3 weeks. And now you have millions and millions of people pouring through. We had the strongest border in history, And by the way, that included drugs, too. We had drugs down 19% from what they were the previous year and 20% from what they were that previous year. We were doing great, and now the drugs are pouring into our country at a level that nobody's seen. And the people, they're emptying out their prisons into the United States.
Let me go back to Letitia James.
He's like, come on, bro. Brody, you're spitting too hard right now, okay? You're spitting too fucking hard. Let's get back to Letitia. Can you say some racist shit about her, please?
July, fill out a loan application running the Trump organization.
Come on.
Well, you know, we make loans, but I have very little debt. You know,
here's what I want to tell you. What you
Sean,
said today.
I might add one thing. They've demeaned me for years with this stuff, and now they find out I have very little debt, very, very little, a lot of cash. We have a great company, and we have among the best assets anywhere in the world. But I went through, they were demeaning me, you know, constantly, these people. There's something wrong with them. I really believe they hate our country.
I was told that in your financial statements, when you make a loan application, and you can confirm or if you know this or not know this, do you put in a caveat that actually says these are our valuations?
Yeah.
Because I don't know a lending institution, a bank, a financial institution that would lend money to anybody and just go by the borrower's estimation, evaluation of a particular property. So if you're buying a $100 million property, and you're putting X, Y, and Z up for leverage, you estimate its value at this, they estimate it at this.
Right.
Don't they have a fiduciary responsibility before they give you that amount of money?
So what they do,
determine what the value is?
First of all, these are banks that have the best law firms in the world, the biggest and best and most powerful. They do their own work. They don't rely on us. But what they do is we have a disclaimer. And we put together, my people put it together. I would look at it, and it looked fine, but it's not overly important. What's important is the property. I have the best property. What happens, Sean, is we have a disclaimer right on the front. And it basically says, you know, get your own people. You're at your own risk. This was done by management. It wasn't done by, it was done by management. So don't rely on the statement that you're getting. Right. And by the way, it goes on for like a page and a half. It's a very big disclaimer. It's a very powerful disclaimer. It basically says to an institution, you're going to loan money. You have to go out and make sure that, you know, you get your own appraisers, your own lawyers, everything. These are banks that have the best lawyers in the world, Sean. This is the only case, by the way, that got paid back. Just so you know.
Paid back. Nobody got harmed.
I never got a default. No, I paid them back because we have a lot of cash. I paid them back.
Dude, this is the worst thing that could have happened to Trump. Because it also like kind of implies that he's a broke boy. It's like a double whammy. You know what I mean? Like, we have the most cash.
I paid many of them off. I have very little debt. Unbelievably little debt.
Paid the loans off. So
yes, you are right. You are right. Trump is in the rookie hole. This is a classic rookie hole mistake. He's attacking Letitia James because he's in the rookie hole. He can't see it.
So there was no harm, no
bank, they didn't lose money.
So you told every institution what you believe the valuation is. They have a fiduciary responsibility before they give you $100 or $200 or $300 million to buy a property. They have that responsibility to come up with their own valuation because they've got their own bosses and shareholders that they have to answer to.
So they would look at a property like this. I don't even have a mortgage on this property. I don't have a mortgage on most of my properties. Right. You know, I used to read where I was overextended and he had so much money borrowed. And I'm saying, what are they talking about? And actually, the one good thing is people see what a great company I built. I built a great company, a powerful company, a company that's very lowly leveraged, with among the best assets anywhere in the world. I mean, you look at this asset, she has this down at $75 million. I can tell you it's many times that number. She said, oh, he valued it at 75 or whatever it was, or she valued it at 75. What does Letitia James know? But if I were going, I don't have a mortgage on this property. If I was going to...
She doesn't know how to do it. Yeah, no rookie hole. She crunched the numbers herself, dude.
Put a mortgage on this property. The institutions are going to be coming over. They're going to go through comparable properties all over Palm Beach or whatever it is, wherever it may be, Miami. We have them all over. We have tremendous properties. And again, we have very little debt. The debt we did have, it was paid current. The banks made a lot of money. She's trying to defend banks that got paid off. She's trying to defend banks that had unbelievable legal talent. I will tell you that. They're very good.
You don't, there's no loan that you can think of where they didn't do their own valuation, their own vetting, their own financial assessment. All right, let me move.
By the way, they have people in-house that do it too.
Right.
But you can't just say, you know, here's a financial statement. But what we do is, here's a financial statement, but be careful because it may not be accurate. It may be way off. I mean, we go, I think it's close to a page and a half of all of these things. Get your own people. Use your own appraisers. Use your own lawyers. Don't rely on us. And then she sued us. Now, again, I didn't think this would ever happen because they had no case. I met with them. I actually thought they wanted to settle, but I didn't want to settle because how can you, even if I paid a very small amount, you're sort of admitting guilt.
Did she offer you a settlement deal?
I could have said, in my opinion, I could have settled the case.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
No, Sean.
Welcome back to Hannity reporting tonight from Mar-a-Lago.
All right, let's get the good stuff. Let's get the good stuff. Get your balls out of my face, I say. Or rather, Sean Hannity says to Donald Trump, because it's in the way of me sucking your cock. Let's take a look at what else happened here.
From earlier today with President Trump. Let's talk about where we are right now. We're at Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Where were you when you heard that your personal home was being raided? And what did you think?
I was in New Jersey.
Your personal home.
I got a call in the morning from somebody that's here. You know, person works. Sir, the FBI just came in. I said, what? The FBI? Who? And they go, the FBI. And I said, how many people? Many, many people, sir. Many, many people. And I couldn't believe it. And they wanted to do it quietly, silently. And I said, what do you mean silent? They're not silent because I watched the way they were so horrible to so many people that you know and that I know that are good people, where they just attacked them at the house. And
bro, there is no world. I was so right. I was so fucking right, dude. I was so right. The FBI literally was like, please, please, sir, can we just do this? Like, can we just do this in the least invasive way? I literally called this when it happened. Oh my God. Why did you make it seem like they just came out of fucking nowhere, dickhead? What the fuck? It's such a classic. It's such a classic FBI move to be like, please, can you give us the documents? We just want the documents, please. Just give us the fucking documents. And Trump's like, no, nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. No, no, no. FBI, you're in the rookie hole. You're a bunch of gaslighters. You're a bunch of snakes. You're a bunch of dog pillars. You're in the rookie hole, FBI. Classic. Not giving you the documents, believe me. Bunch of Sankes. And the FBI was like, please, dude, we'll just come in like quietly. We just need to take the documents out. No, no, no.
They wanted to do it quietly. And by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we started getting little strange calls, like from a group called The Media, if you've ever heard of them. And they said, something strange is happening at Mar-a-Lago. There are people standing at the gates with AK-47s or some kind of a very sophisticated gun. And what's happening at Mar-a-Lago? And when I heard that, I said, well, let's put out a notice that we were attacked or raided or broken in by the FBI. I couldn't believe it.
They wouldn't allow your lawyers to go with them as they went through this entire
They wouldn't
facility,
allow. We sent
22 acres.
lawyers to the property.
So here's my question. They did ask you to turn off your security cameras.
That's right.
But you didn't do it.
That's right.
Will you release those tapes publicly?
Well, they've asked me not to do it because they feel the FBI agents might be in physical harm, in danger, because there is a fervor in this country. This country is so tired of this stuff. They're really, and so I have not done it.
You could pixel out their faces to protect their identity.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I listened. I said, look, I don't want. I really believe that most of
Yeah, endangered by who, by the way? His fans. Like, it's kind of wild that in the United States of America, things happen so fast nowadays that we just like forget about other world-changing events. Like there was a guy who raided the Cincinnati FBI office because he wanted blood. Luckily, he was a Trump supporter, so he was a fucking idiot. So stupid that he tried to do it with like a nail gun and weapons. He tried to break through the bulletproof glass with a nail gun. Well, Dick Shitter or whatever the fuck his name was. It was literally something like that.
Of the people within the FBI, out of the top groups, most of the people in the FBI, they probably voted for Trump. I don't want to have anybody hurt. But they came onto the site. They wouldn't allow any legal representation. So they go into the rooms, like my bedroom, my office. They go into the rooms.
Your wife's closet?
Wife's closet.
Your son's
wife's
bedroom?
My son's bedroom, yeah. There's a picture of Hunter Biden and Barron Trump. Barron looks so innocent, and Hunter doesn't look so innocent. They said his room was raided, but his wasn't. No, it's a terrible thing.
Okay,
Not even actually believable.
So they went to a magistrate. Merrick Garland has said, he came out and he said, I authorize this. Now, what's interesting is they went to a magistrate right here in Florida.
That's right.
A magistrate who had already previously recused himself from a case involving you because he was prejudiced against you. Okay, I understand that was, months earlier. Why then didn't he recuse himself in this case? And then part two of this question is this. They took your passport, they took your medical records, they took your tax records, and probably the scariest part to me, and this is why a broad warrant like this to me would be dangerous. We do have a Fourth Amendment. They also took, 500 pages of attorney-client privilege information? Have you gotten that back, by the way?
A lot. I don't know. I really don't know. They took a lot. I think they took my will. I found out yesterday. I said, where is it?
Am I in it?
I think they took my will.
No! Sean Hannity did not just ask, am I in it? No! No! What? Bro, this is comedy. This guy was the president. And the guy sitting across from him is one of the fucking most famous broadcasters in the United States of America. He literally popped the dick out of his mouth for a second to be like, am I in it? To put it back in. That's crazy.
I found out yesterday. I said, where is it?
Am I in it?
I think they took my will. It could cause a lot of problems.
No.
That could cause a lot of problems if that gets published from people that won't be so happy or maybe will be very happy.
Okay.
But no,
oh my God. Donald J. Trump Jr., not even remotely involved in this will, okay? That's a big L for both the Trump kids, okay? He said, a lot of problems. I leave everything to Ivanka and Barron.
I think they took my will. No, it's a horrible thing.
But wait a minute, but why
they shopped,
this guy?
They shopped. They went to a magistrate that hates me, a magistrate that recused himself not long ago in another case because he hated Trump. He's a Clinton person and an Obama person.
What?
And I
no.
understand that. But
he was just a never Trump Republican.
Hated Trump. And for a smaller case that was less meaningful, he decided to recuse himself. For a very important case for the country, he decided that I'll take this one. Now, he didn't do it because of his hatred of Trump. I don't know why he hates me, but he hates me. Maybe he doesn't like strong military, low taxes, good education.
He might like $6 a gallon gasoline.
Well, he's got it. He's got it.
He does
That's
in many places. Let me go through this. Before you left the White House, please explain the process. From my understanding, what I've read, you have the GSA. They pack all the boxes. Okay. Did you pack any boxes?
No. They work together with people in the White House. I don't know how you would classify them, but GSA was involved. That's government services. They're fantastic people. And they packed them. And not only that, and they brought them in along with people in the White House. I don't know who they are, but there are a lot of people working in the White House. They packed them up, but not that clothing, massive amounts of pictures. You know, they take so many pictures every day, and they give you copies of all this stuff. And it's boxes and boxes of pictures, newspaper articles, tremendous, even kitchen things. You have tremendous amounts of different items. Much clothing, I mean, shirts and everything, sports gear. So all of this stuff. Now, just to show you, there are many pictures of this stuff standing on the sidewalk outside, not in the basement. Not in the basement. They're standing outside. I was going to say like Joe, but I decided not to because I want to be a very nice person. But listen, Sean, standing outside boxes, all these boxes, getting ready to be put by the GSA, I assume, into a truck and brought down to Palm Beach. There was nothing that was hiding. And if you look at the Presidential Records Act, this was what happens. You get together with GSA. Now, you have to understand, they bring it down. But NARA, and you talk, and you work, and you negotiate. I mean, they did it. It's not that old. I think in the 1970s, exactly for this. And we were having very nice discussions, no problem. And then all of a sudden, we got hit very hard by the FBI.
Let's backtrack a little. In January of...
Dog, can't simultaneously say we were in contact with the FBI. They subpoenaed this information, which I refused to give it to them. And even leading up to the fucking moment of the raid, they were like, hey, can we just quietly come and pick up these documents if you don't mind? And then turn around and be like, we were blindsided by them. They rolled out the red carpet, dude. You were not hit hard. Like, we're talking about law enforcement. They kill dogs. They flashbang babies in no-knock raids. They murder people in the wrong house regularly. And you're like, oh, man, how gross. How unjustifiable. They hit us so hard like no one's ever been hit before, folks. It's like, that's not hitting hard, okay? You know what hits hard? The top of the hour ad break. Blammo! Right in your fucking face. At the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. Sometimes it's 12 minutes in to the top of the hour. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Luckily, if you've already subscribed, then, you know, you're fine. Because if you subscribe for $5 or for free, with a Twitch Prime, that is, as long as you have an Amazon Prime account connected to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Okay? Or if you're lucky, you get gifted a sub, like Rock525 just gifted 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. I just flashbanged you harder than the FBI did to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago compound.
Of this year, the national...
Also, we have a lot of new people in this chat and in this community, or people that are like coming back for drama and shit. And I want to know, don't you guys prefer me fucking debating you with the top of the hour ad break instead of just like running it in the middle of my coverage without telling anybody? At least this is what my community democratically decided was better than just like running the ads automatically. Arc to Freedom, thank you for the 5 gifted. Swall Moss, 3 gifted. The 9s, Noisy, thank you for the 5 gifted. The 9s, thank you for the 5 gifted.
Archives Record Administration, I guess they had been negotiating, or they came and got 15 boxes. My understanding is that they sent you a letter thanking you and your team.
Actually, Carlos and Gray Name Good Chatter, thank you for the 5 gifted.
Okay, and then so at that point, what was your involvement in the process? Did you ever?
Not much of an involvement, other than we had boxes. And again, many of these boxes had other things, you know, many newspapers, literally massive amounts of newspapers and pictures. But there were a lot of boxes for a lot of different things. But they actually wrote a letter, thank you very much for your cooperation, effectively. And we were doing that, which is exactly what we're supposed to do based on the Presidential Records Act. And Sean, we were doing that. And we continued.
Until you weren't. Like, there were boxes that you didn't give to the FBI. What does he mean we were doing that? But you weren't, though. Why is he saying we were doing that when they weren't?
To do it. And then we got hit by, it was really a break-in by the
Is it because
FBI.
it was so voluminous, the number of, papers?
Well, it was actually, you have pictures of it, actually.
It was voluminous. That was the real reason. Guys, the real reason why they couldn't give it to the FBI was because they were so voluminous, dude. Thank you, Sean. Man, Sean is so good. It's wild how he can double-throat it, okay, deep suck, with 2 hands on the wheel, okay, while simultaneously still coming up with new and different and unique, interesting ways to deflect away from the main point of contention here. Sivolia, thank you for the 5 get the subs.
You have pictures of it, pretty much, I think, many pictures of people. I think there were GSA, mostly people, some people in the White House.
Like, I don't understand. We did a whimsical thing. We made it. We put a bunch of candy on the ground, led them to a trail. They were supposed to find it on their own. It's voluminous.
Outside of the White House, other people were coming up and taking pictures. If we wanted to do this, we'd do it through the basement, and we wouldn't let anybody take pictures. We had nothing to hide.
Did you ever at any point deny any access from anyone in the from NARA or from the DOJ or the FBI access? Because in June, my understanding is the DOJ, the FBI guys were here, and they saw a remaining 10 boxes, which they ended up taking in the raid. And a couple of days later, they asked you and your team to put a padlock on it. And that day, were they free to take those documents with them? Was there any disagreement about that?
Yeah, you said access. I'm not sure they asked for access, per se.
They were shown the boxes.
I thought we were having a very good conversation. Even when they went downstairs, the attorneys went downstairs, showed them the room, showed them the boxes. I thought it was a very routine thing. And again, if you look at the law or the act or whatever, the Presidential Records Act, it basically said everything that we were doing, we should be doing. We can talk to them. Now, when they're here, we could do lots of things. I think we had good security. We had, as you know, we had tremendous Secret Service.
The best
unbelievable
security.
People. And they're all over Mar-a-Lago, as happens.
They have he had unbelievable security.
To a former president, et cetera, et cetera. I hate to use the word former because I have a lot of problems with what happened. But the fact is, and we wouldn't be having all these problems that we have right now, by the way, with Ukraine and Russia talking about nuclear weapons now.
I want to get to all
and
this.
all of that, because what's happening in the world is horrible. But we had good discussions as per the whole Records Act, Presidential Records Act. And then all of a sudden, we were surprised. I was very surprised. By the way, if we don't have good discussions, if you can't agree with them, there's like a process that you go through. And I think that the president predominates in the end. Mm-hmm. It's his choice in the end.
Let me stop here. I started this show with a monologue.
Yeah.
In that monologue, I pointed out Hillary Clinton, which is I guess the closest case in modern history that this mirrors your case, except hers were electronic. And you heard Jim Comey, I just played it, top secret classified information on her server. Think of all these email chains. Then we have the deleted emails, the bleach bit of the other 33,000 emails, the hammers, the devices, the SIM cards, all those things that I mentioned.
Right.
So we have a similar case, and then you heard James Comey say no prosecutor would ever prosecute. But they're threatening to prosecute you. What is the difference between what you're describing with they found...
That's insane. Bro, that's just a L. You're L posting. You should have locked Hillary Clinton's ass up when you could. Okay? But you couldn't because you suck and you're fucking fake. Okay? Anytime a Trump supporter says butter emails, I know you motherfuckers in this community, if you're in here, you don't like Hillary Clinton anyway. Just throw them for a loop. Tell them, yeah, why didn't Trump fucking lock her up then? Because that's crazy. Because one, Hillary Clinton was never president. She was a civilian at that point. How come? Lock her up. He said he wanted to. He couldn't even do it. Bullshit. Fake. Phony. Sanke. I would say snake. Snakes in the grass, dude. Rat.
Found apparently 101 classified documents in the boxes that they found. They found 11,000 pages that weren't classified.
But John, you don't know what they found, because they wouldn't let any representative. They had our lawyers. It was 100 degrees out. They had our lawyers standing outside, not even allowing them into a building where they had air conditioning. It's a big complex. And you had a lot of people here. I don't know how many, but you had a lot of people. They wouldn't let anyone inside. And, if you look at NARA and if you look at the FBI over the last 10, 15 years, and if you look at all of the things at the Justice Department, what's taken place, when you look at what took place with the Russia hoax, Sean, they spied on my campaign. What could be worse? Could you imagine, take Obama, if we spied on his campaign, it would probably be death sentence. They spied on my campaign even when I was in the White House, and who would think that this is possible? But they spied. So, we're not dealing with a lot of trust here, and the public isn't either. The American public is really angry.
So
at
then this is a big part of what I want to get into, and that is, okay, I mentioned, for example, 33,000 deleted emails. We talked about Hunter Biden's laptop. We talked about in that laptop, Joe Biden is implicated many times by his own son. He didn't want to pay all of Dad's bills. He didn't want to pay for his repairs. The big guy gets his cut. Tony Bobolinsky confirmed the big guy is Joe Biden.
That's awesome. The fact that there's a guy named Tony Bobolinsky, I love that. More of this, please. Tony Bobolinsky is not a real name, okay? You will never convince me that Tony Bobolinsky is a real person, like a whole-ass human being, got together with another whole-ass human being. They had a child, and his name is Tony Bobolinsky. It's like it's the funniest Polish Italian.
He met with, we now know, about 14 of the foreign business partners, which means he lied during the campaign. You don't see anything happen there. For 3 years.
Nothing's going to happen there. I don't believe anything's
So do we have equal justice in this country?
No, we don't, and it's very unfair. It's a very unfair situation. You mentioned the word prosecute. I don't think prosecute. I don't think this is prosecutable. Under the Presidential Records Act, there's no retribution or prosecution. You're supposed to negotiate.
Oh my God.
Documents. We're talking.
Oh my God, is this actually him? Is this actually Tony Bobolinsky? This looks exactly like I imagined what he would look like. He looks like the most Polish Italian man. Hey, it's me, Tony Bobolinsky. So many characters.
Talking about documents that actually are being watched over to a certain extent, and I would say to a large extent by the Secret Service, if you think about it. But I can't imagine the word, you mentioned the word prosecution. I don't hear the word prosecution.
No, I'm saying they didn't prosecute them.
No, but I don't see how they could prosecute me. How do you prosecute somebody?
But they didn't raid their homes.
No,
they raided this home.
They certainly didn't raid their homes. They certainly didn't raid their homes. And when Hillary broke up all her phones with the hammers, and they did the bleach pit, all the things that happened were incredible. Well, you could also say 33 million documents or pages with President Obama. That's very questionable. 33 million, not 33,000.
Bro, this is old hits, man. Does anybody even care? They're just like, they're running the hits. Give us something new, man. This is old content. It's getting boring, dude.
Happens to be a similar number, 33 million. They're fighting over them or arguing over them. The problem that you have is they go into rooms, they won't let anybody near them. They wouldn't even let them in the same building. Did they drop anything into those piles? Or did they do it later? There's no chain of custody here with them.
Wouldn't that be on videotape potentially?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they're in a room.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, because I think this is the next logical question, because the President of the United States, you, unlike, say, Hillary Clinton in her case,
right,
a president has the power to declassify.
Correct.
Okay. You had said on Truth Social a number of times you did declassify.
I did declassify, yes.
Okay. Is there a process? What was your process to declassify?
There doesn't have to be a process, as I understand it. You know, there's different people say different things, but as I understand, there doesn't have to be. If you're the President of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it, because you're sending it to Mar-a-Lago or to wherever you're sending it. And there doesn't have to be a process. There can be a process, but there doesn't have to be. You're the president. You make that decision. So when you send it, it's declassified. I declassified everything. Now, I declassified things, and we were having a lot of problems with NARA. You know, NARA is a radical left group of people running that thing. And when you send documents over there, I would say there's a very good chance that a lot of those documents will never be seen again. There's also a lot of speculation because of what they did, the severity of the FBI coming and raiding Mar-a-Lago. Were they looking for the Hillary Clinton emails?
That's it. That's it. There it is. He did it. Said,
there can be a process, but there doesn't have to be. You're the president. You make that decision. So when you send it, it's declassified. I declassified everything. Now, I declassified things, and we were having a lot of problems.
yeah, I declassified it. Yeah, dude. Did you? Iris is going after crypto. Dude, come on. Not after the stake.com thing. Dude, the American government are fucking snakes, bro. Okay? Straight up, the Southern District Attorney of New York, I'm going to say it because, you know, they're falling into the rookie hole. They're being snakes. Crypto bros can't get a fucking W in this process, man. Sunk is everywhere, dude. Fucking President Biden, you know what I'm saying? IRS snakes. It's crazy. Get your balls off my tax records, dude.
Problems with NARA. You know, NARA is a radical left group of people running that thing. And when you send documents over there, I would say there's a very good chance that a lot of those documents will never be seen again. There's also a lot of speculation because of what they did, the severity of the FBI coming and raiding Mar-a-Lago. Were they looking for the Hillary Clinton emails that were deleted, but they are around someplace? Were they looking for the spying on Trump's?
You had it.
No, they may be saying, they may have thought that it was in there.
Okay.
And a lot of people said the only thing that would give the kind of severity that they showed by actually coming in and raiding with many, many people is the Hillary Clinton deal, the Russia stuff, or, I mean, there are a number of things, the spying on Trump's campaign. So they spied on my campaign. So why did they come in and do that, especially since we were having such great conversations, John?
All right, so let me go. You mentioned Russia a number of times. Let's talk about that. Andrew McCabe, deputy FBI director, famously said, without Hillary's bought and paid for dossier. Now remember, she used her money and DNC money. She funneled it to a law firm. Law firm hires Fusion GPS, an op research firm. This is in 2016. They then hire Christopher Steele, former MI6. Christopher Steele's main source is a guy by the name of Dan Schenko. He's now on trial for lying to the FBI. We know, and we've been able to confirm and reported, widely believed, first of all, the media, you all got it wrong on the Russia issue. My show got it right.
Pulitzer Prizes should be returned.
I'll take
They are 100% wrong. They got it wrong.
They got it wrong. And this is important because this dragged this country through hell for 3 years. And I am with an ensemble cast. I think you were watching some of the coverage. So my next question is, if in fact they couldn't get the FISA warrant, according to Andrew McCabe, without Hillary's dossier, they ruined Carter Page's life. And then, because of his connection to you, that was a backdoor to your campaign, your transition team, and your presidency. Here's my question. Dan Schenko was the source for Christopher Steele. He told the FBI in January of 2017 that, in fact, it was all total BS, bar talk, not true, none of it. And a few months later, he's on the FBI's payroll. And yet, they used his words as the source to spy on you as a president and candidate.
He was on the payroll, and another very high up in the FBI was working with the Mueller campaign. Think of this, with the Mueller witch hunt, another one of the witch hunts. At least, I tell you what, we've shown the people of this country there is such corruption, whether it be elections, whether it be open borders, whether it be the kind of things we're talking about right now. The corruption is unbelievable. They have a high man in the FBI, and I think they just perk-walked him out of the building a couple of weeks ago, right, when they found it, that they were paying. He was in charge of, think of this, he was in charge of, for Mueller, for the Mueller group of 18 radical left Democrat haters who said no collusion. There was no collusion after 2 years. But he was in charge. He worked for the FBI. They walked him out of the building. They walked him out. They got rid of him. But how is that fair to me? So when somebody says, like, you're not very trusting of the FBI.
This cannot be entertaining for Trump supporters. I hate to say it, but I hate to be like one of those NBA young boy fans on Twitter, like one of those bots. But sir, if you don't make better content, you're going to lose my vote. Okay? Sir, I must inform you that you have fallen off. And if you don't make better content, you're going to lose my vote. Okay? He's just like, he's literally like, he even did the Russia. Like, that's so old school. Mueller, Russia. He's hitting all the fucking high notes, but it's like not even cool. Yeah, it is. It is a Naruto filler arc, man. The hood watches DeSantis now. This is Game of Thrones' last season, bro. You know what I mean? Not enough incest. Shit's not popping off. What the fuck? It's stale.
There have to be changes made, John, because our country is sick. Our country has so many problems right now. Our country is sick. We really have a country that's going downhill, and it's going downhill. You know, I say when I give rallies, I'll say we have a failing country, but I say we have a country in decline. It's
I
a
watched
country in decline.
your rally in Ohio.
Yeah.
I watched the one in Pennsylvania, and I want to ask.
Damn, bro, he's literally he's a stan, bro. He don't know you, little bro. He doesn't have your name in his fucking will, dog. Stop watching all the rallies, bro. God damn it, that's such a better fucking tweet. Adam Levine, your body is insane.
About that. This is the last question on this topic, and that was in court yesterday. And it was about the issue of whether or not you can declassify. First of all, I don't know why did anyone
Levine,
why did you approve
not
a special
Levine. Fuck you,
master
man.
that signed one of the FISA warrants? That was surprising.
Well, the lawyers had a lot of. I didn't know any of the people involved. But, you know, if you look at it, he was stung badly by that because the FBI lied to him and the people in the Justice Department lied to him.
All right.
So if you think about it, yes, he approved it, and he got stung very, very badly by that. So, you know, we'll see.
So your lawyers
He's a
argued
respected
yesterday
man.
that they need to see the documents to be able to answer whether they were declassified or not. And the special master is saying, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Who's right?
Well, I think the lawyers, are saying something, but I declassified the documents when they left the White House. In other words, when they left the White House, they were declassified.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
No, they weren't. Oh, fuck. QAnon fans celebrate Trump's latest embrace of the conspiracy theory. Oh, Alex Jones. We had Alex Jones. Trump lawyer said the New York Attorney General is taking L's.
And we will continue to crush it. It is what it is. It's an election political ploy. Here we go, Letitia. You know, you made a mistake. You wanted to file, but it's going to be another L in your bucket.
Bro, that's it. We can't do this. Okay, pack it up. Pack it up. Zoomers are overtaking like serious professions now. They've gotten too old, okay? She said they're taking L's. Stop. Pack it up. That's too much TikTok behavior. That's too much TikTok activity. That's... Oh my God. Now I'm imagining Trump saying it. I would probably die. Joe Brandon, Sleepy Joe, took so many L's.
Here we go. It is what it is.
Let's hear her out. It's going to be the biggest L ever, folks. Believe me. Bigger than anything you've ever seen before. Nobody's ever seen L's like this. Believe me, folks. Ye speaks on the battle with Gap co-parenting. Is this even good? I feel like, oh my God, Ye fell off. 66,000 views for a fucking Good Morning America Kanye interview. I'm skipping it.
10 years ago, I thought something would happen.
Robert Parker's sitting right here. He's real, isn't he?
Yes.
And for years, you put a target on his back, didn't you?
Objection to the form of that, Judge.
Well, I mean, I
Didn't you?
I've admitted I've said his name. It's true. I haven't said other people's names when I know who they are.
You put a target on his back just like you did every single parent and loved one sitting.
Oh no, this lawyer is like really animated. Uh-oh.
Didn't.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
That's argumentative. There's no.
I'm of you count Andy, yeah.
Speculative. There is no foundation for it, and it's inappropriate.
Let's move on. These are real people. You know that, Mr. Jones?
I think you just told them to move on.
Just like all the Iraqis, but you liberals kill and love. It's just, you're unbelievable. You switch on emotions on and off when you want. It's just ambulance chasing.
Why don't you show us? Objection, Judge. I think that you get what you give in this court. Objection.
You have families in this courtroom here that lost children, sisters, wives, moms.
Is this a struggle session? Are we in China?
What?
I've already said I'm sorry hundreds of times, and I'm done saying I'm sorry. I didn't progenerate this. I wasn't the first person to say it. American gun owners didn't like being blamed for this.
What? What the fuck? Bro, okay, look. When E-Rob got banned, we got warped into a different timeline. That's why this is happening as well, okay? A lot of people don't realize it, but we are now in the cool zone. Totally separate timeline from where we used to be at, okay? That's why we're watching. This is made up. This is somewhere else in Connecticut in a different timeline. You got a totally separate a totally separate defamation suit going on, okay? Am I in China? Is this a struggle session?
As the left did, so we rejected it mentally and said it must not be true. But I legitimately thought it might have been staged, and I stand by that, and I don't apologize for it.
What the fuck? Someone explained to him that, like, in order for it to be defamatory, he needed to know that it wasn't real, and intended to defame. So he's like, yeah, I still thought it was real. Bro, you lost one of those court cases already. You already lost one. Why is this even going to court? How is there no deliberations on this? I mean, how is there no like plea deal? Anyway, well, I mean, for our entertainment.
Please don't apologize.
No, I've already apologized to the
I don't understand. Is that like a different civil suit? Wait, isn't there? But there's arbitration in civil suits, no? Like, can't they literally fucking do some level of arbitration? Oh, this is a damage one. Oh, never mind. Okay, so yeah, okay, that makes sense. What? The user's Miyuka desktop server? You all right, man? What the fuck is this? My man just linked. Bro, what did you have in your copy paste? What the fuck? My man thought he was hacking the mainframe, dude. He thought he was hacking. Fucking script kiddies, dude. He posted his Windows path. Yeah, I know. I see it.
Parents over and over again.
We know
I don't apologize to you.
Objection.
Don't apologize to you.
You're going to do it again. Objection, Judge.
Aren't you?
Objection.
No, I'm not.
Objection. Argumentative.
Don't apologize to you.
Well, it's hard for me to get a word in edgewise.
It is, but I
Because
think
your
there's
client
one
is-
officer of the court and one witness and an officer of the
why
court
don't
heard
we
the
move
objection.
on, and I can't rule on your attorney's. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. Screaming at me.
I can't rule on your attorney's objection.
Understand.
Keep talking, and he may have legitimate.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Because there's going to be another Robbie Parker, isn't there?
Objection, Judge.
No.
Sustained.
There's going to be another.
Objection.
Can I get my questions out?
When it's the same form, second time, the inference is it's going to also be objected.
I didn't say Parkland was fake. I didn't say Uvalde was. And no, okay, so that's a fact.
What did you say about Aurora?
Objection.
What, before this?
What did you say about Aurora?
Excuse me, are you objecting to your
I believe it was a real
client?
shooting, but he was in a mind control program, just like Theodore Kaczynski. Sorry.
Are you objecting to your client's answers, Attorney Pattis?
What is happening? Literally, what is going on, dude? Bro, this is insane. This is what the fuck? What?
So here's what I'll tell you, Mr. Jones.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Bro, I think he's really just like, he's given up. He's like, I lost already. I'm going to get fucking cooked. I don't really have a lot of money left after all the, defamation suits have kicked in. So basically, he's like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Playing to the field.
You're in a court of law. You have to follow the rules as the attorneys do or officers of the court, and they are accountable to me, and I will deal with them. However, while there were media in the room, this is not a press conference. This is clearly not your show, and you need to respect the process.
I understand.
Whether you like it or not, you have to follow the rules.
I understand, Your Honor.
So just take a breath, have a little water if you like, and wait for the next question.
Judge, I believe there's another admonishment as
Oh, counsel, I'll see you on a sidebar. If I admonish anybody, it's going to be both of you, okay? You're shouting over your client. You just have to stop. Okay, so let's get the next.
I don't think we're supposed to hear this part. Like, I don't, are we supposed to hear this?
Next question, and let's move forward.
Mr. Jones, there's going to be another mass shooting.
objection.
One word basis. Hearsay, irrelevant, what is it? One word.
Argumentative.
Overruled.
Oh.
Are you saying I'm going to shoot people? Like, how do I know there's been another mass shooting? Like, it's my fault. People think I killed the kids. I mean, that's my answer to you.
Let me see if I can ask my question again.
Sure.
You expect there's going to be another mass shooting, don't you?
There probably will be.
And when there is, you're going to be ready to pounce, right?
Objection.
No.
No?
Relevance.
All right. Why don't you look at your screen there, sir? Pull it to 76, Mr. Jones, please.
Say 76?
Yes.
Yes, that is for it.
Pull it for everybody.
Finally, after delivering us all of those motherfucking TikTokers, the state of Connecticut finally gives us some content, dude. Some actually good content, okay? Because goddamn, Connecticut is taking a lot of fucking L's, okay? A lot of L's.
This is your homepage, right? Infowars.com?
I can't blow it up, please. Yes.
This is Mikhail Gorbachev.
right? He died about 3 weeks ago, didn't he?
Yes.
Why don't you pull up the right side of the page? A little bit bigger, please, just the part survey there.
People are saying, look at the Alinity tweet. I saw it. This is precisely why I said what I said earlier on the H3H3 broadcast, where I said it's up to her to come out if she wants to. This is exactly what I said. There's a reason why she didn't come out and say anything. I suspected that most likely would not want to be getting involved in this shitstorm. But why bring things up, dumbass? Wait, what do you mean? You literally just said Alinity. Like, you just brought her up, and then you're asking me why I brought her up? What the fuck? Most normal drama farmer. You just sit there and to listen to him spew. I mean, did you watch the video? Did you watch my coverage? I literally personally said it's up to her. If she wants to maintain her silence in all of this, then it's perfectly valid. Literally, those words came out of my fucking mouth today, earlier. Ethan is an adult. No, you did a whole podcast about a fuckhead. Fuck you, ban me. I'm not going to ban this person. But I also want to ensure that, like, people understand this is not like the big fucking, you're not Braveheart, motherfucker. Like, oh man, I got banned. He was watching Leftovers, so that's probably where it's coming from. I mean, I told you. Might be too invested in this stuff. Like, you know, for maybe you should take some time out. And by the way, people should leave her out of it. Straight up. Like, if she doesn't want to talk about it, she doesn't want to talk about it. You did to her what you accused of Train doing. Hey, remember when, again, offering coverage specifically on events that have taken place with all the information that I had, while simultaneously saying, if she doesn't want to talk about it, it's up to her, and I wouldn't personally bring it up, is quite literally what I did in that circumstance. Still my fault though, because you know I'm in charge. I'm responsible for everything. Michaela, yes. What's up, Michaela? You are reasonable, so get to it. You mean, oh, responsible. I mean, you can, by the way, you can literally watch my reaction if you want to see it. Like, you'll...
And you're asking your audience that comes to your page to take a survey, aren't you?
Then stop talking about it? What do you mean? Are you unaware of the chat? Do you not see it?
Correct?
Yes, I didn't write the survey, but...
And the survey is...
Good questions.
What will be the most likely
deep state false flag ahead of the midterms, right?
What the fuck?
Yes.
What's the first option?
A mass shooting, but I didn't write the poll.
Excuse me, sir. Mass shooting?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he did say that. He literally said there's going to be another mass shooting, false flag, deep state mass shooting, like a month ago. I forgot. Damn, dude, he just spitting so much all the time that I forgot about that. Such insanity.
Next mass shooting comes, you're already conditioning your audience to believe that it's a fake staged event, aren't you?
Objection.
Well, false flag doesn't necessarily mean staged. It means they let it happen.
How many people responded to the survey, sir?
I don't know. Wasn't looking at it.
But there's going to be a mass shooting. And you're inviting your audience, even now, even after all this, to suspect that the next people, the next Robbie Parker, the next family are actors too.
Objection. Argumentative.
No, I didn't say Uvalde was staged. I said the police did that for 77 minutes. And none of the others either. Yeah. Power grid collapse, terror plot, bombing, COVID.
Right.
The U.S. government said the Russians.
It could be any of these, right, Mr. Jones?
The U.S. government said the Russians staged a false flag to start the Ukraine war, and I believe it.
Right, Your Honor.
Yeah, they're real.
So, Mr. Jones, whenever the next mass shooting strikes, we can be pretty sure what you're going to do, right?
Objection. Speculative.
Yes or no?
I didn't write that poll, but I stand behind it. I've never seen that poll, but I think that's a reasonable question.
Hey, HasanAbi, former hate watcher here. Hated you, only tuned in for all the stuff you say, but became addicted to your great content. Not sure if I still don't like you, but I love your content. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Life with Aussies.
I'm done, Your Honor.
All right, so we are going to end here for the day. Ron will collect your notepads. I know you're tired of hearing me say it, but it is just so important that you continue to make all reasonable efforts to make sure that you avoid any and all media coverage of this trial or anything or anyone that is in any way, shape, or form related to it.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Be careful when you leave the courthouse to avoid anyone involved in the trial or any of the media. We will start.
I also used to be a hate watcher, still am, but used to be too. God damn, dude. Hit me with a Mitch Hedberg. How does it work for Starforge GPS being owned by OTK? Did Miss have any investments into it? I don't know how these things work. Care to explain? Yeah, let me explain to you the internal workings of an organization that is out in Austin that I have absolutely zero involvement in. Hold on. Yes, I would care to explain. So Starforge GPS is a company. OTK is another company. And they got together and had a baby. When two companies love one another, they sometimes have a baby. Okay? It's called a baby company. And the baby company is making, I assume, GPS devices. GPS was originally the invention of the American military, and now it's in every car and in every phone, okay? And it seems like OTK, one company, is selling the GPS devices with the other company. Yeah, and Miskiv owns all the GPSs. So what's going to now happen is he's going to have to divest from all the GPSs. Yeah, this is true. And I think that's how it works. Yeah. Starforge PC, not GPS. I apologize. It's PCs, not a GPS company. I was mistaken. Despite my deep involvement with both of these organizations, I was mistaken about what the production what the commodities that they were producing. It's actually PCs. It's not GPS. I don't know how I fucked it up so hard, despite my deep level of involvement with the product itself, as I am the CEO of Starforge GPS, which sells PCs but is named Starforge GPS for some weird reason. What the fuck? Motherfucker said, care to explain? Bro, I'm like I'm the Emmett Shear of I'm the Emmett Shear of OTK, dude. I'm out here posting about like, you know, random shit while the platform is blowing up. Like Reddit posts and trees and algae. The algae. Ay, ay, ay. Alex Jones has been broadcasting his show during his defamation trial. He's been calling the judge a tyrant while showing graphics of her lasers coming out of her eyes.
You've called this judge
God damn it, I love him so much.
a tyrant, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you actually use that word a lot with your audience. You call people tyrants, don't you?
Only when they act like it.
Okay. And one way that you've been conveying to your audience that Judge Bellis has been acting like a tyrant is by showing her with lasers coming out of her eyes.
Stop. Dude, no fucking way. He did it again. Bro, this is the second defamation awards trial where he just... What is he doing? He's doing it again. Dude, he was like, it was so good the last time I did it. Got to do it twice. He's like, it really worked in my favor when I lost $40 million in the prior awards trial. So I decided to do it again. You know, I'm trying to get the top score. I'm trying to be the most defamed man in America. I'm trying to win. That's how you do it, right? You're supposed to defame the judge while you're on the defamation trial. He's got the gambling mindset, got a double down. Yeah, he's trying to. It's called a rookie hole, Your Honor. Your Honor. Well, you don't understand. It's called a rookie hole. Get your balls off my face, Your Honor. Six consoles. He's just blowing it up. Your Honor, don't get it twisted. You will win if you gamble, Your Honor. I'm Alex Jones.
Right? You know you did that?
I didn't direct that. First time I saw it was in court.
Oh, so you've been watching this?
Yeah, I've been watching.
Okay. You could have just watched from the stage.
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
But you've been broadcasting your show during this trial, haven't you?
I have taped some of my show.
Let's pull up 477. Is this full? This should be in already.
It is a full exhibit.
And what was it, Ron? 477?
477, Your Honor.
This is the tyrant you've been telling your audience about, right? Yep.
Yes! Stop, dude! Dude, the slow zoom. The fucking slow zoom, dude. What is going on? Bro, Your Honor, that's Lady Justice, Your Honor. I was saying you got, Your Honor, we had, I can explain. I can explain, Your Honor. Your Honor, we have What we have here is we're saying you got piercing eyes, Your Honor. Piercing. Like Cyclops, who was the main character. Many people thought he was annoying and a rule follower, but Cyclops was the main character of the X-Men, Your Honor. You are Cyclops, which means you're blind, just like Lady Justice. Dude, I gotta run that zoom again. Look at this.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that's so good, man. That's so good. I can't believe he did it twice, man. That's crazy. I mean, he's just, he's sticking to his guns, okay? He's like, this was fire. We're going to do it again. We did it one time. We need to do it twice. We need to do it twice. Anyway. I'm not going to run the 60-second ad break. I'm tired. I'm going to run the last 3-minute ad break. It's been a long fucking day. I apologize. Those who were expecting even more out of me. Okay? On that note, we had some laughs. We had some serious moments. And you know, the last 3-minute ad break is upon us here. Okay? Sorry, you got whiplash from how quickly I flipped it. Stop saying there's a Vandal skin. I will not go on the Valorant menu just to go buy the new Vandal skin. Okay? Tomorrow I'm back at the same time. I'm supposed to have Ludwig on. The broadcast. Maybe I'll have him coach me in Valorant. Maybe I'll have him, play Valo on my account. Gamwig. He's probably not going to show up. Let's be real. Don't hold out hope on that too much, because he is not a reliable person, okay? No, he'd take you down to Iron 2. Okay, well, I fuck you. Okay, fuck yourself. How about that? Anyway. I will also get the Modern Warfare. I will get the Modern Warfare pre-order so I can get into the beta. Peace, everybody.